Hello everybody, it's me again. I'm going to show you the most awesome technique that I've just learned today. It is using wafer paper to make feathers. I think feathers are very trendy. I recently was looking at the wedding cakes made by the girls at the South African School of Weddings, and they did an awesome job, and there was quite a few along the lines of like Great Gatsby, 1920s, 1930s, Roaring 20s themes, where the feathers were like a real theme. So I'm going to show you that today. I also just wanted to tell you that we have bookings available open for fondant courses, which are all in the next term. So I will probably be posting a few ads in the next little while. If you do want to book, get in there and get sorted, because I'm closing for the school holidays, although I will be available and you can still book. It's just easier if we know ahead of time how many we have. Cool. Let me show you what this feather looks like, the finished product, before we start. There it is. Just to make it straight. There we go. So that's the feather. You can see it's quite soft. I just made this one now. So it will probably dry a bit more. It's reasonably warm weather today, so it should dry quite nicely. And I've spray painted it gold. That's what this dust is. But you could just leave it white. I'm going to make a white one now. Okay, so for this, what you need is wafer paper. So wafer paper is basically rice paper. This is the variety that I was using. But you can buy, just get it in the shop. There we go. You can buy a different brand. Oh, we've got a viewer. Hello. A different brand at any baking shop. And you need two pieces. So I've cut my piece into two halves like that. And you need some little wires to make these on. You could make it without the wire if you wanted, but I'm going to just make it. Oh, hello, some people are waving. Hi. I'm going to make it on these little wires so that if I wanted to put it on a cake, it would be able to, like, you know, be shaped and that sort of thing. I think this is a 26 gauge. And I suggest you use white wire because I think green wire would just show through. I'm sorry, there's an awful lot of background noise here today. I hope you can hear me. Right, then I'm going to glue the wire on. I'm using this petal glue, but you could use piping gel or anything like that. This petal glue is edible, and you can make your own of this if you don't need to buy it. It's actually much more cost effective to make your own. And I'm just going to brush it on to this paper. So you don't want to make it wet, because otherwise it just gets very soggy and hard to work with. So I'm just going to brush it lightly on there. Stick my wire on, like that. And then I'm going to sandwich it between the two pages. There we go. And that should stick the two pages together nice and firmly. At this stage, you can leave it to dry for a bit if you want to. It might be a little bit easier to work with. You can see it's quite soft there. Maybe a little too much glue. Right, the next step, you're going to use a pair of scissors. You can see my scissors, they're there. If you feel like you are not someone who can just draw a, sorry, we seem to have gone a bit off the screen. If you feel like you are someone that can just cut out the shape of a feather, then I would just do that. If you don't feel that that's something you can manage, you can use an edible marker, which is an AmeriColor one, but any edible marker will do it. And you can draw the shape on there if you want, if you feel like that will make it a bit easier. I don't think that's necessary. I think you can just probably cut it out by eye. I'm going to cut inside that line because I don't want that black line showing on my feather. And once you've got the feather shape, you're going to start cutting with your scissors to make the little side bits. And the closer you cut it, the more realistic it will look, I guess. But also, this is a bit soft. You can see it's soft from that glue. So you don't want to break them off either. So just cut, snip, 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 snip all the way along. This part's quite boring, sorry. I should have prepared some jokes for you. Hello! Wow, lots of people waving at me. Hello, everybody. And I'm quite into this wafer paper. It's edible. It's easy to work with. It keeps quite well. You don't have to, oopsie, don't just be careful you don't end up with a fold. I don't know if you can see that feather's got a bit of personality there. You can make it a head, you know, it gives you a different look from working with petal paste. Okay. I'm just using this small pair of scissors. You could cut probably further in. I just, you know. Right, so there is my feather basically cut out. As I say, I haven't cut all the way to the middle. This one I cut a bit further in, so maybe it would actually be better. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold it a bit along that line. What's going on? I feel like maybe this should be its front. There we go. Fold it a bit. And I'm also going to adjust the wire. So if you look at this one that I made, it's not completely, can you see it? It's not completely flat. I've bent the wire a bit just to give it a bit of kind of motion in it. So I'm going to do the same here. Bending it around a bit. I don't know if you can see that. It looks crazy here. But you can certainly see that feather shape. I'm just going to cut in a little bit more because I think these are a bit of a strange shape now. Oh, there we go. That's looking a bit better. And then once it's dry and you're happy with the shape that you have, so these ones here, I feel that they maybe are not as shaped as they could be. So I'm just going to, you know, play with them a bit. This feels like it has almost no glue on it. So you need the glue to soften it so that it can be, you know, a nice, interesting shape. But if there's no glue, you could paint on some glue afterwards or just use the sort of moisture from your fingers almost. Okay. And then I would find some way to leave it to dry a bit so that it can be in its beautiful feathery shape. There it is. All right, keep it down there. I must say this is not as good as my first one I made. And then what I did is I used some spray. So this is just a Nicoletta's one. So you can see that. It's just a little gold spray. It actually isn't that gold. It's more like a tan color. But you could dust it, anything you like, and just give it a spray to give it a bit of color. And I would suggest you do both sides. And that also kind of dampens these. So now you can fiddle around with them a bit more too. There we go. Oh, I've broken them. Right. So there is my feather. It's looking a bit better. Now I've got two feathers. Perfect for our great Gatsby black and white, which is very much the trend at the moment. Cakes. Yes, there they are. Awesome. Right. I'm going to show you my face again. My beautiful face. Sorry, there's a bit of a, there we go. Anyway, so thanks for watching. I see all of you there waving. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this, please share it. I'm always trying to get more customers. Let's be honest, that's why we do these things. And for people to see what my teaching style is like and the sort of things that we do here. And I will see you all next week. Bye. Oh la la. End. Love. Yes.